Are you looking to take your personal finances to the next level? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to the Monday Money Tip Podcast, presented by I Was Broke, Now I'm Not, with your host, Joseph Sangle.
Welcome to the Monday Money Tip Podcast, presented by I Was Broke, Now I'm Not. My name is Joseph Sangle, and I'm proud to be bringing you financial information, helping you win with your money and be able to live a fully funded life. I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, Megan Hibbard. Are you doing great today?
I am.
You're fired up?
Doing great. Happy Monday.
Yeah.
It is the 18th.
It's the 18th of the month.
Yeah. Crazy.
Unbelievable. January 18th, and episode number?
133.
That's right. 133 of these episodes where we've sat down in various venues.
Yes.
Today, we're sitting down in our newest studio at our brand new offices.
Yeah.
We're still getting settled in and shaking it out, though.
Yes. Still trying to
But it's been very exciting. We're at our new worldwide headquarters in Anderson, South Carolina. Tell everybody what we're going to talk about today.
Yes. So today we're talking about tracking all of your financial accounts. So our question for today is, over the past few years, I've obtained a lot of different accounts. Bank accounts, including checking and saving, investments accounts, old and current retirement accounts, plus a regular investment brokerage account, PayPal account, business checking account, and savings account for my small business. It is kind of overwhelming trying to keep track of all of them. Oh yeah, I also have a credit card account, a mortgage, and a car loan. Do you have any recommendations for being able to see all these accounts at one time?
I happen to have some recommendations, yes, is the answer. So before we dive into that, though, let's tell everybody that we're to that favorite part of the podcast. We're just going to go there early. You know what section that is. Let's go.
Now it's time to get caught up with our current money events.
This portion of the podcast is sponsored by 2020 Money, gaining clarity for your financial future. Do you feel stuck when you think about trying to fund your dreams? Well, help has arrived. Read 2020 Money and you'll soon be on your way to fully funding the biggest dreams of your life. Grab a copy today by visiting iwbnin.com/2020.
So to be clear, 20/20, like 2020 vision. Mm-hmm. And so we launched it in the year 2020, but we are focused on vision. That's why it's 2020, like 20-20, good, perfect vision. And I do encourage everybody to pick it up, especially after the year that was, so that you can focus on the year that is and be able to move forward. Now, for today's current money events section, we are not going to talk about my COVID hair, which is outrageous and at least...
Not sure why you have COVID hair.
It's unbelievable.
I
don't want to get COVID.
They're
So I've got COVID hair. It's awesome. It's long hair. It's awesome.
Ooh, let Jen do it.
Way longer than normal. No.
Yes.
No, that'd be much worse.
Come on. I cut Jordan's hair all the time. It's great.
She doesn't want to.
Great
and
marital
nor does
bonding.
she have the ability to do so. So we're not going to talk about any of that. We're going to talk about your 2021 financial goals. I want to take a minute to go back 18 days. Remember what day that was? It was the start of the year.
Yes.
Just 18 days ago. And we really hope everyone set financial goals. What episode can they go back to and listen to?
They can go back and listen to episode 130. So it was the last ones we did in December, where we talked about kind of some different goals that you could set, including your earnings goal, giving goal, saving goal, investing, and debt elimination goal.
Yes. And so let's set those 5 goals. If not, go listen to episode 130 and then do it. Just do it. Anyhow, the reason I'm taking a minute to remind you of these goals is because this is the time of year, yes, when all the gyms start emptying out of people again. Now, for the first 15 days of the year, all the people with the get fit and get in shape as New Year's resolutions start to run out of steam. They begin to disappear from the gym. You know, you couldn't find a treadmill in the first couple of weeks. Now, back to normal.
I think a lot of people are doing the at-home thing this year too. Mm-hmm. So you have the Peloton bike, you have the
and it's went dormant. It's starting to go dormant. Yeah, I like that mirror thing. That mirror thing's cool.
Clothes on it. Your kid's backpack is sitting on it. All those things. Clear it
great.
off.
Well, here's what I want to challenge you is, everything's went back to normal. I can tell you in the normal year, this is about the only time of year when I do get chased into the gym because it gets too cold to run outside. And it has to be really cold for me to run inside. But here's what I know. I don't want you to go back to normal, especially when it comes to your financial goals. I want you to pull out your financial goals, that earnings goal, that giving goal, that savings goal, that investing goal, that debt elimination goal, those goals you put together right at the start of the year. I want you to remind yourself of them again. Print them out. Have them in a place where you can see them often. And let me give you a good suggestion. Would you like to have a suggestion?
Always.
Where you pay your bills is a great place to put this set of goals because you'll see them often, at least once a month, sometimes weekly. Share your goals publicly with your spouse and wisdom counsel so that you'll have others holding you accountable. This is hugely important because I really believe you can have a phenomenal financial year in 2021, but only if you keep laser-like focus on your financial goals and, of course, your other ones too. And I'm going to share some of my goals for this year. Are you fired up about that? This is going to be new for Megan to hear these probably. Okay, I have a goal to fund my company retirement plan. That's a simple IRA. Yours might be a 401k, 403b, or something like that. Here at I Was Broke, Now I'm Not, we have a simple IRA. I want to fund my health savings account. Now, I have a specific number with it. It's not in front of me, but I think it's like $7,100 you can contribute if you have a high deductible health plan. This is not a healthcare spending account or a healthcare reimbursement account. It's a health savings account. They're different. So just to be clear, my goal is for my health savings account, which is not a use it or lose it. So if I don't use it, I can invest it. Yes. And hopefully it'll grow. And then I want to fund my IRA, my regular traditional IRA. And we've added that I want to fund my bride's IRA, a traditional IRA. I also want to fund my youngest daughter, who is now 7, and just bought the Unicorn World on Minecraft. Isn't that awesome?
Oh, gosh.
Unicorn World is a thing.
Who knew?
And she paid me $8 to do it. Unbelievable. I want to put some extra money in her 529 just to make sure it's topped up and going to be ready for when she goes to school, probably in 11 years. How long's Logan got? 17 years or so, 16 years, pretty soon. And then I also have a set amount of money that I would like, this is a Joe's word, I want to annuitize it into immediate cash flowing property or other businesses. I don't know what that looks like. I do have a number next to it that I want to annuitize. And it really means make it be like an annuity, which pays me money. And so that's a goal. It's an investing goal. And then my 7th goal is to generate money from cash flowing property and businesses that I own right now. I would like them to cash flow. Warren Buffett's rules of businesses and investments is, number 1, don't lose money. And rule number 2 is, when in doubt, refer to rule number 1. I like those rules.
Those are good rules.
Now, I do want to note that these goals have very specific amounts tied to them, the so-called to-the-penny amounts. And I also have other goals for the year, including I want to run 500 miles. I have ran 9 so far as we record this podcast. Of course, we're recording a couple weeks earlier. Hopefully by this time of this podcast, I've ran 35 or so. I want to weigh 185 pounds or less throughout the year.
That's a key word, throughout the year.
That's a key word.
Yeah.
Key word.
It means you have to be consistent.
That means I kind of have to lose about 6 pounds, and I don't like that. I want to eat healthy 2 out of 3 meals per day. 2 out of 3. I'm not going all the way. I just can't do it. I want to hike trails in the mountains at least 4 times with my family this year. And then I want to read the entire Bible, and I want to write 4 songs, lyrics plus music.
That's new.
So the question I would ask all of our listeners is, what do you need to do to put some giddy up into your goals? And that's it for today's Current Money Events.
I think you probably lost everybody. They're probably wondering, these 4 songs, are we going to hear them? Where can one buy them? These are all great questions.
Oh, yes. I am confident that people will be able to purchase this song. I'm pretty sure they will be performed regularly on a regular basis in probably 2091. They will be discovered, the lost poems and lyrics of Joe Sangle.
Do you have like a genre you're looking to record in?
I would say I'm going to write in the genre of gospel music, Southern gospel music, or maybe, just maybe, country music. We'll see.
All right, there you go. Something to look forward to.
Get fired up.
Okay, so for our success story today, it comes from Todd. And Todd, 3 months after attending an FLE, so that's our financial learning experience at his church, he wrote in to share how things had changed for him. He said, "It's going great. We paid off our car loan. We got a month's salary saved. God is truly blessing us." So I feel like right off the bat, there's a bunch of things in there. It's like just a few sentences, but there's a lot of stuff he packed in those few sentences. So they're doing great. So that, I mean,
That's
lot of
a
people,
feeling.
But
he's referencing a feeling.
And I feel like a lot of people in that time, it's hard for them to say that with their finances. And so I feel like that's awesome right off the bat. But then we paid off our car loan.
So
That's
they must have
huge.
been really close, or they had some savings and they decided to part way with savings.
Yeah.
And then they got a month's salary saved, and that's huge.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened, but in 3 months they got serious. And I love the fact, more than just the achievements, which are awesome, which we all want to see happen, is the feeling that they have about it. And we all want to feel like we're making progress, that we're moving forward, that we're prospering. And that's exactly what's happening for Todd. And it's just a 3 month transformation. I love it.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing it with us, Todd.
All right. So for our featured question for today, just to remind you guys, we're talking about tracking all of your financial accounts. So our question is, over the past few years, I've obtained a lot of different accounts: bank accounts, including checking and savings, investment accounts, old and current retirement accounts, plus a regular investment brokerage account, PayPal accounts, business checking.
They have a lot of accounts.
And savings. Yeah. It's kind of overwhelming trying to keep them all.
It's overwhelming to listen
It's
to them all.
overwhelming to read them all. And so I also have credit card account, mortgage, and a car loan on top of that. So do you have any recommendations for being able to see all the accounts at one time?
Well, yes. And one is have a 3,000 square foot empty space like a gym floor and lay them all out. That's one way to see the paperwork. But I can certainly identify with this challenge. And I had retirement accounts at 3 different employers. And I also have bank accounts for each of the businesses we own and operate. We have a checking account, a savings account, just different accounts. If you're not really careful, of course, you can end up with 20 or more accounts.
Yeah.
You add them up. Think about it. Checking account, savings account, investment account, that old investment account, that other one, that individual IRA that you set up, that Roth IRA, that insurance policy. It all adds up to a lot. That mortgage loan, that credit card debt, that student loan, that other student loan, and the other student loan, and the other student loan. You know how it is. Can you identify with that at all?
Yeah, and I feel like you have your own, and then you add on top of that, when you get married, and then you add the other person's. So maybe they have just as many accounts as you, and then you get married, and now you're like, oh my goodness. So I feel like what we want to do is take a moment, stop and think about it. So for you, stop and think about what all you have. But ultimately, don't get overwhelmed. We don't want you to do that. But we want you to stop and think about it so that we can help provide some organization. So It's a new year. It's the start of something new. So why don't you let us help you take one thing off of your plate so you're not having to worry about one other thing, because I know we all worry about one other thing. But this episode will really allow you to gain control of the count. So you'll know what you have. You'll know where it is. You'll be able to say how much you have. That's really what we want to provide, is help and take one thing off of your plate this year.
Before we start with it, though, let's talk about 3 reasons to track their accounts. It is important to track their accounts, and I want to talk about 3 reasons why you should track your accounts.
Yep.
And the first one is to see the big picture. The big picture. You know, it's hard to understand if you're really winning or losing unless you can see everything all in one place all at once.
Yeah.
You got to see the big picture.
I mean, I feel like we talk about this with debts. You know, a lot of times people see their debt and they think, I'm never going to be able to pay that off. But once you write it all down and you have a plan, you're able to see, oh, okay, this is how I can do it. And sometimes it's not as bad as you think. And so I feel like this is just the same. Like, if you have no idea how many accounts you are, maybe you think you're winning and you might not be, or maybe you don't think you're winning and then you realize and you discover you have all these other accounts that have some hidden cash in it, which, hey, who wouldn't love that? So
Yeah, I like that. It allows you to see the big picture. And the second thing it allows you to do is to monitor progress. It allows you to monitor your progress. You know, trends are things. You know, what is a line? It's a distance between 2 points. If the more points you have, the more you can see the trends. And by tracking your accounts, you can observe these trends, which allow you to make better and more informed financial decisions. It's really important to be able to monitor your progress. And then we have a third reason to track the account, and that is it's less measurable, but you know it if you have it, and that is financial confidence.
Yeah.
And Todd, in his success story, shared really by saying it's coming along great. He's sharing financial confidence. He has financial confidence. And when you're in the know with your finances because you've tracked your accounts, confidence is generated. You know what you have, you know what you don't have, you know what you owe, you know what you don't owe. Really important. Now, there's been several solutions that have been brought to the market over the past several years, and each one of those has a slightly different approach and improvement over the other. And today we're going to share a few sites, tools, and apps that can help you. But before we do that, one more thing I want to do is share the real goal being sought by this question that was asked of us. What is the real goal that they're really asking for?
They're ultimately looking for what of a financial snapshot. So what does that look like? What do I need? What does it include?
Yeah, a one place where they can go and take the picture and say where I'm at. It's up to date. It's all in one place. It gives them true visibility to their full financial situation. And it can also, they really want, because we're humans, is they want to be able to categorize it by any method that they desire or choose.
Yeah.
That's really important. And so let's talk about some solutions that we have, that we use, that we can share with our listeners today and maybe help them get organized.
Yep. So the first one that we're going to talk about is mint.com. So you can go
Many
to
people have heard of mint.com.
Yes.
It's mint.com, like a mint of money.
Yes.
It's also kind of like a mint that you would eat, I guess. mint.com. And I want to kind of, with each of these solutions, share the benefits and like maybe the drawbacks of each one. But the benefits of Mint is it's owned by Intuit. So Intuit also owns things that probably a lot of our listeners have heard of: TurboTax, Quicken, QuickBooks, and even Credit Karma.
Yeah.
They own them all. And so there's some data sharing there that can help all your data be together. It's free, unlike a lot of their products.
Free?
It's got a good website, so you can sit down with your computer with a bigger screen and really see the big picture. It also has the app, and I've found that the app is quite user-friendly. I use it. It allows you a snapshot in the moment, and over time, it will reveal trends in your data over time, by category, even by merchant. Like you can finally see just how much of your money went to Starbucks over the last week, over the last month, over the last year, over the last 8 years. Yikes. I don't know if we want to know that.
Yeah.
But you can set goals also. And I mean, I like it. I got an image here I want to share with everybody on how you can choose a goal. And I like these. Let's list some of these goals that are listed there that are fun.
All right. So some of the goals are crush credit card debt, conquer my loans.
So let's stop. I like these. These are like big verbs. Crush credit card debt, right? Conquer my loans. Woo! What else?
Save for a rainy day.
Oh, see, they get a little calmer as they go here.
Prepare
Save for a rainy day.
Prepare for retirement.
Yeah.
Wah, wah. Buy a house.
Yeah, that's all.
Buy a car. Save for college.
Yeah.
Take a trip. Improve my home.
See, we could
something
help.
else.
You can add something else. You can make it anything you want it to be, which we know people want.
Yes.
So I think we should help Mint here. Instead of save for a rainy day, we should say flood our savings account to prevent a rainy day. Or I don't know. Is that good?
Probably just flood your savings account. The box is kind of little.
Anyhow, you can set goals, and I like that. So that's an advantage. Now, there are drawbacks. And the first drawback is a big one. What's that?
So sharing all of your data with big data companies.
Yeah, you're sharing all your data. Yeah. So when you link your checking account, your savings account, your investment account, number 1, 2, 3, your credit card accounts, your mortgage accounts, you're sharing your data with them.
They got it all.
And let me tell you, that is not an easy thing because, and it's not really Mint's fault. It's not really any of these faults. It's the issue with all these is you have to constantly update, verify, and review your account information. Why? Because the financial organizations to prevent theft, all this, the world would be so much easier if there wasn't theft and there weren't hackers, right? Because it becomes quite frustrating every time I log into Mint. You know, I added it up. I think I have 70 some accounts, different financial accounts. You know, we have employees. They all have credit cards. Well, unbelievably, they're all under my credit card account because I'm the one that's backing it up.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the one on the hook if we don't pay it. And so it has every one of their names. And then, of course, we have cards for each company with multiple people's names against it. And it just, anyhow, I'm constantly having to verify and update and validate. And it's just very frustrating. But to be fair to Mint.com, this is caused because those financial institutions continually require you to update your information. Thank you, hackers. So Mint.com, a solution I've used for at least 10 years.
So really the biggest drawback is hackers.
Hackers. Hackers are a drawback.
Yes.
Stop it. If you're listening, hackers, stop it.
I'm sure they do.
The second solution is?
Yes, the second solution is personalcapital.com.
Yes, personalcapital.com. Now, this is owned, now listen to this, it's owned by Empower Retirement. So that ought to give you a clue. Why are they letting you have it for free? Because it is free. That's a benefit. It's got a web and an app. It's very similar to Mint. It's a little different. It also allows you to kind of track your credit score. Well, they want to market to you their retirement products. So you're going to get contacted. And I will tell you, their website is great. Their app, not so great. I found it to be quite clunky, similar to the I Was Broke, Now I'm Not app, which we want to improve. It's quite clunky, although it is helpful. And you are sharing all your data with other companies, and they are constantly trying to get you to connect with a retirement planning specialist. So, that's a drawback. But it does help you get organized. It allows you to see a snapshot, and I encourage you to choose one. Don't use them all. I've used them all because I want to evaluate them and get feedback because we want to be an advocate for everybody listening on the podcast and everybody we serve. But it is frustrating because sure to goodness, when I log into Mint, if it's saying update this one, when I go to Personal Capital, it wants me to update that same one because that financial institution has asked the data to be updated. Kind of frustrating.
Yeah.
So choose one. Now, we have a third one that is available.
We do.
And what's that?
Yep. It's iwasbrokenowimnot.com account balance tracking calculator.
Yeah, so we have an account balance tracking calculator. It's Excel-based. It's able to be used with Google Drive. It is free. But here's the big benefit, I believe, is that there's no data sharing with big companies either. And it is completely customizable to the extent of your Excel or Google Drive abilities.
Yeah, knowledge, yeah.
Okay? Or your spouse's abilities to use it. Now, the drawback is there's no automatic balance updates. There is a side benefit. There's no endless account verifications either.
There you go.
And hackers can't steal it. So there's no app unless you choose to use an app like Google Drive, which of course allows you to have it wherever you have access via your phone or iPad or whatever. Here's what I would encourage you to do. Choose one and stick with it. And then modify it to work for you. And I think you'll be so glad that you did that. Any last thoughts you'd like to share with it?
I feel like all this can be overwhelming. And so that's one thing that we want to help you with. We want to help you make it not overwhelming. We want to help you make it so it's not, I had this account there, this account there. Oh, I forgot about that account. So this allows you to put it all in one place. So whether you choose Mint or whether you choose, our tool where it's, you can have it all in one place and it's not shared, whatever your preference is, everyone has different preference levels. Like you said, just choose one and do it and then stay consistent with it. But ultimately, it allows you to see if you're winning with your money. It allows you to see, the big picture like we talked about, allow you to, monitor your progress as the year goes on and look back. And then imagine when you're sitting here on December 31st and you're able to look back at what all happened this year. Ideally, you would see growth in your big picture, which is what we want for you guys. And so, but how great would that be if you're able to see that in one spot?
And I see that with Mint. Like I use Mint, I've used it so long that I have all these trends, all these changes that are in there. And it is a little clunky, but it's helpful. But I will tell you the most valuable thing for me is being able to do the facial recognition or log in on my computer, and within seconds, it updates all the accounts and in one spot. I don't have to go log into each different bank or bank account, credit card accounts. I can see really swiftly with one or two annoying intrusions on updating a financial account. I can see right where I'm at. Now, I do use my personal Excel spreadsheet that I update as well. And that one does allow me to be able to see where I'm at, but it does take me probably 40 minutes. And truth be told, I actually pull up Mint to get about 20 of those different balances that say it's been updated 1 minute ago. And then I have to go log into all these others that I have to go check. But I do encourage you to do this because it allows you to be organized with your money. And when you're organized with your money, you will have financial confidence and you'll be able to know that you're making progress towards your dreams. And that's what it's all about, that fully funded life.
Yep. All right. So our quote for today comes from one of our team members. His name is David. And he said, "Form good habits. They're just as difficult to break as bad ones."
That's right. And so this is a habit, this habit of checking your balances, seeing where you're at. I know so many people take their retirement account documents. They don't even get printed ones anymore. If they do, they just throw them in the corner and never even open them. or if they get them via email, they never open them and look at them because they're like, I don't know what it's saying. I don't know what it means. But this allows you to have a bigger picture of it. It allows you to be able to gain great confidence. Make this habit. You'll be so glad you did, and it'll help you make progress towards all your goals as well.
Awesome. Okay, so for our next episode, we're going to talk about 4 steps to budgeting. So if you want to start the year out budgeting, but you're not sure how, this is going to be the episode for you. We're going to break it down super simple, 4 easy steps that you can do to budget and how it can really transform this year and your finances going forward in 2021.
And we know it will help you as a listener, but we also are preparing this so that if you've got your budget working for you, but you've tried to teach others, your kids, a friend, a coworker, and you just can't seem to communicate it, and you're like, hey, this podcast helped me. Joe and Megan helped us get our finances and our budget working. We wanted to really create an episode that's going to allow you to say, hey, don't just listen to me. Just go listen 20 minutes to this podcast. Skip all the current money event stuff. Go straight to the teaching point. And in 12 to 13 minutes, I think that they're going to really have some great help. Also, as we've been recording these podcasts over the last year or so, they're released on YouTube. It allows you to see us. And when we're demonstrating stuff, that's really important. Plus, if you want to see my COVID hair, you can go to YouTube and check it out. If you like today's episode, please help us get this podcast to other people who could benefit. You can do it by rating our podcast and leaving a review. Our greatest compliment is when you share it on one of your social media platforms. And if you've implemented our tips successfully, share it with us. You can email it to info@iwbnin.com or by sharing a comment on any social media platform. We'll see it. As always, this podcast is fueled by your success. So go have a fully funded life, have a great week, and a great Monday.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Monday Money Tip Podcast, presented by I Was Broke, Now I'm Not. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a review and subscribe. And for more great content and to stay up to date, visit iwbnin.com. We'll catch you next time.